Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Sappica som chiede cosa bappa con Saferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey. Happy iRace Skanking to the Beat Tuesday at WannaBet. I'm Jason. That's Ben. I'm not in my usual unfinished side of the basement setup. I'm here at the palatial side studios of 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore, where Ben and I do afternoon drive radio 5 days a week. We do WannaBet 7 days a week. We show our work 7 days a week. We're transparent about what we're betting and how that's going and keeping score 7 days a week. And we're making wagers in all of the sports that we enjoy watching, that we enjoy betting on. And we're trying to share our best of the best with you guys here for free. Again, wherever you're watching. So watch this on Twitter. You can subscribe to the YouTube page. And, you can watch it there too or whatever. But youtube.com/@WannaBet with us. Spotify. We're on the Apple.
Subscribe there as well.
Apple Podcast. Yeah, subscribe on all that stuff, man. Get in on all that. You're driving home. You want to listen, not watch. I'm having a particularly bad hair day. Every day's a bad hair day with the hair that I've left. My wife's like, you got to get rid of your old man mullet. So at some point, I got to get my hair cut like Beltway Ben. All right, we got bets to get to, of course. Ben's going to put up the sheet so everybody can see what we did last night. Look, I went back and forth. I was on that Knicks game two ways. I laid the points with the Knicks, and I also was on the over. I laid the points with the Pistons. The Knicks got smashed. The Knicks couldn't even score 95 points for us in that game. So the over was cooked. The Pistons covered with ease. The Raptors won by 18. Michigan State won by 30-something. We told you guys that was a great spot to alt it up if you like. Terrible situational spot for USC. By the way, Ben, we're like, I don't know, 18 minutes into that game and USC's got 11 points. Like, I thought Izzo would put the clamps down. My God. He put the nipple clamps on and cranked up the juice. It looked like the cover of a Megadeth album or something. Like, oh, my God. They had no chance. So, yeah, we were up last night. Obviously, we give you guys plays for things that haven't happened yet. We try to get ahead of some lines. So, yesterday's show had some NFL and Premiership in it as well. Thanks to the bloke who did email about why I liked second half to have more goals in the Premiership game today. I gave him all my data. I hope he appreciates it. Beltway Ben, it was blowout city in the NBA last night, and I know that took Mr. Thompson off the court sooner than he otherwise would have been. He only played 20 minutes in that blowout that that the Pistons covered easily. But a good night for you overall.
Yeah, we lost the fourth and weird play as well and brought us down because it was unfortunate. Thompson, I can't get mad at the read, right? 10 points in just 20 minutes.
20
and
minutes.
He plays 6 minutes in the third quarter. I'm thinking they'll at least start him for the fourth. But because the Knicks were so poor, they didn't even bring him out there. They didn't need to. They liked what they saw from the young guys. I was sitting on here saying that I didn't think there was a way that Jenkins would be killing it again. But because the game was such a blowout, he got to play a majority of the fourth quarter. He scores 12 points.
There were guys on the bench who played over 29 minutes in that game.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I thought it would be a really good game coming in. I mean, the Knicks are without Hart, but they played fine without him, I'd say. Losing by 31 on the road to Detroit is just embarrassing. So that was tough. We did have Mamu cash for us. That was exciting. We had KD and Devin Booker's points cash at KD's buzzer beater. I was actually hoping that game went to overtime, so we had a chance to cash fourth and weird as well. Dylan Brooks, needed 2 more shots. If they get to overtime, I figured he would have. But KD hits the 3 to get us that parlay cashed. So not a terrible night, but not a great one.
An entertaining night. All right, let's get to a couple pieces of business here before we move on. Where are we in the process of folding in all of the futures from the NFL?
Yeah, I would say tonight.
I'm not, I don't bring it up to put any pressure on you. It's just, we've talked about it on there. So it'll all come out in the wash.
No, yeah, it'll be tonight.
I know what I hit and what I didn't hit.
Right. It'll be tonight.
Okay.
I'll have them put in there.
It's again, not a rush, whatever. It's going to, but I just was Again, we're transparent. And then the lobster roll. You destroyed the lobster roll yesterday. I got to tell this story. So Ben was under. I love you, Ben. When I was talking about lobster rolls yesterday, Ben was thinking I was going to show up to work with the rolls that they used to give you at Red Lobster, which I guess went out of business and now it's back because I see the Red Lobster commercials like it's back.
Yeah.
So you were literally thinking, like when I'm going to go to Belvedere Square and get lobster rolls, were you thinking there must be a Red Lobster in Belvedere Square and I'm just going to like say, hey, can I buy 6 rolls from you? And then I was just going to show up here with rolls for lunch, just rolls and butter?
I thought it was going to be a biscuit, like a lobster biscuit, like a true roll, right?
Yeah.
So you show up with like a sandwich. I'm looking like, I was just shocked. And then I realized you meant, oh my gosh, that's what you're referring to as a lobster roll. No, I've never had one of these. But yesterday on the show,
you have now.
Yes, I was very good. I loved it. I finished it.
Because he was gone in a second.
Minutes.
Like we had Scott filming us because we wanted, put our nonsense on the internet. But like I'm a fast eater. And I'm like putting mine down and I'm starting to get into the fries. And I look over and I'm like, Ben's got nothing in his hands.
Well, the whole thing when you were talking about it yesterday,
it was small now. It was like, well, you can see the video. I mean, it's a normal size. No,
I finished it quick.
It's kind of like a hot dog. It's New England style.
Right. No, that
like
was
a hot dog-ish roll.
Yeah, it was very good. You kept like saying like, oh, you don't seem that excited, and I'm like, because I've had biscuits before. You know what I mean? Like that's literally what my.
It's a $25 sandwich, bro. Like
I realize
it's not a free roll. It's not an unlimited
That's
add-on at Red Lobster. It is the freaking lobster.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until it hit me in the face, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a lobster roll. Yeah, you learn new things every day. Shows you I have not eaten one. Yesterday was my first one. It was amazing. Thank you, Jason. It was great.
No, I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that. I just thought it was cute how like the look on your face when I show up with a bag with 2 like seafood hot dogs in it and a thing of fries, and you're like I could just see you're completely bewildered. Like, who's that for? What's that? Where's my freaking rolls?
I did not expect that. Cute. I'll be honest. I did not expect that.
So you would have a lobster roll again. So
100%.
If that becomes our thing, next time, whatever, 8 units,
I'll get them next time.
Bring lobster rolls in. You're down with that?
100%.
You'd rather have that than a roll from Red Lobster?
Yes, absolutely. That's not as exciting. The lobster roll truly is. It's a good meal.
Okay,
very good.
There you go. So there's all our silliness for the day. Okay. I mean, look, this rundown's pretty self-explanatory if you're new to the show. So our 3 favorite bets. 4th down, we're doing a lot of weirder bets in 4th down. Sometimes it's 4th and short, get you paid quickly in a big game. Sometimes it's 4th and long shot bets, futures, long-term bets. Overtime, we give you football and football parlays every day, at least for now, for a little while longer. All right, Ben, let's start in the NBA. First down for me. Look, I jumped the over in the Lakers-Pels game yesterday, late afternoon. It was at 239. Some people had it at 239 and a half. I found it at 239. I think it was at Bet Rivers. This morning, while I was having quite a morning, I'm trying to research here to give you guys the most accurate lines. I could not find it anywhere below 244 and a half. So then I started digging in the team totals because I maybe I see more value there. And ultimately, I prefer, at this moment in time, Pelicans over 119 and a half minus 105. I do think it's probably still a dead over game. The Lakers defense is trash this year. It was their superpower under what's his nuts from ESPN last year, Reddick. It's a complete liability now. Luka defending, it is what it is. LeBron last year, I'd say, was a top 12 player in the NBA. This year, looks like Father Time has creeped up on him considerably. And that's really, to me, affected them on the defensive side of things. When these teams played the last time, by the way, Ben, 254 points were scored. We know, because we've been on it all year, the Pels are a dead-over team at home. And they're often down big at home. And then they destroy garbage time. And next thing you know, ask the Houston Rockets, we got a game on our hands. So New Orleans averages 119 a game at home. They score more at home lately, and the Lakers are in bad defensive form. Last 10 home games for the Pels, they average 122.7 points. Lakers are 16-8 to the over against Western Conference teams. Why? Because Western Conference teams are good, and they light your ass up. I look at a Pels team that's 13-7 to the over as a home dog, 16-10 to the over versus the Western Conference. I think this. I think the game still goes over, and I think the Pels get to 120 on the Lakers team right now. That's got a lot of issues.
Yeah, because you brought it up, I'll get right into it. You talked about a lot of defensive woes on both sides. I'm just going to play the regular over in this matchup. The Lakers Pelicans over 243.5. When you look at the matchup, to me, two teams that don't play a lot of defense but play some offense. I couldn't agree more there. Last time, as you mentioned, they scored 250 plus points when these teams matched up. I just don't know that we're going to see more defense here in this spot. Herb Jones is still out. That's pretty big for the Pelicans defense. They can score, though. They've shown they don't have many issues scoring. Some of the rookies are providing a lot more on the offensive end than they are on the defensive end. And then the Lakers, it's all scoring. There's no defense being played there. They're not stopping anybody. So I agree with that one. I do like the over for first down. I'll also go with this for first down. We're going to play Louisville on the money line at plus 105. They're playing Duke tonight, and fading Duke is not a great thing to do. This number is moving around in a lot of different spots. Found it at plus 105 right when we started the show. It was still there. When you look at a matchup here, Duke has not played good basketball lately. Their guards don't defend at all. They don't play really good basketball. I mean, the one Boozer brother's playing really good. I'm not going to knock that from him. The other one, we saw some spurts early in the year. They moved him into the starting lineup. It's been up and down. Isaiah Evans, when he's on, can carry them to any win against anybody in the country. When he's off, he takes a lot away from that offense. And it's a lot of contested shots, and it's just nothing working well. Malik Brown is not having the year they thought he would in year two there. Was good at Syracuse, transfers to Duke, gives them great defense last year. This year, he's trying to find his way on the court more. I just don't really buy what Duke has right now. And Louisville, if Michael Brown was playing, I would certainly be playing them for multiple units. I would feel pretty good about it. But with Michael Brown out, little scared. It's still at Louisville. I think that crowd's going to get to Duke. Duke is due for one of these losses. They've snuck past a number of teams, including a Florida State team who just isn't very good. Duke they just haven't played good basketball. I mean, let's be real. In conference so far, I think they lose their first one here in conference tonight. Louisville on the money line at plus 105.
Louisville. When I was your age, Beltway Ben, there was a show called NFL Primetime. And it was really the only way to get highlights from all the NFL games, like sooner than a day afterwards. This is pre-internet. I mean, we didn't get cable in Baltimore City until my junior or senior year of high school. So I didn't have ESPN most of my life when I lived, at home in the house my parents are still in. We didn't have cable most of my life. But like when I got to Syracuse, we had cable in the dorm room. And so there was a show called NFL Primetime, and it was Tom Jackson, former great Denver Broncos linebacker, and Chris Berman. And I'm not a big Chris Berman guy, never really was. But Tom Jackson went to Louisville, and at least once a game, there'd be some highlight from some player who was from Louisville, and Chris Berman would always say it like Louisville, and that's how Tom Jackson said it as well, Louisville.
Real quick on that, it's funny you say that. My dad, we talk about Louisville, always says Louisville.
Yep. Does he say Louisville?
Yes, all the time. All the time.
I think we got to get your dad on the show. Would he be willing to do a show with us?
Oh, yeah, if he wasn't working.
I know you guys bet together. You're in fantasy leagues together.
Yeah. Yes. He
would, right?
Yeah, he would definitely come on.
Probably on a weekend. Would that be best?
Yeah,
weekend where you
when
do
he's
it
not
from
working.
home?
Yeah, definitely.
That's happening. That will be a very special one of that. That one might go long because you know me and the way my mind works. I'm going to have some questions. This one's for you, Pops Hall. Louisville. Halftime. No, it's not halftime. But
we can still use it as halftime.
That could be halftime today. Keep them guessing when the ads are coming in. Hey, Spotifyers, you thought you had it figured out that the ads are coming in after second down? Hey, they came in hot after first down today. Keep on your toes. Also, I think 11 a.m. Again, we're going to try to be at 11 a.m. pretty much every day. Second down. Let's make a couple of college plays now that I made last night. One of these lines moved. One did not. I think the Big Ten is as good as it's maybe ever been. I think the Big Ten is real legit. And I think Minnesota's better than I thought they were going to be coming into the year. But Iowa's a lot better than I thought they were going to be coming into the year. And I'm going to go and lay the 6 on the road with the Hawkeyes. Iowa's covered 11 in their last 14 games. Their only losses this season, by the way, Ben, are at Iowa State, which top 5 team in the country, I think we'd say. I think they lost by 2 at Iowa State. They covered easy. And they lost at Sparty when they caught, it was an angry Izzo spot. That's it. We're in the new year. That's the Hawkeyes' losses this season. Iowa's 10-2 against the spread as a favorite. The Gophers, are 6-8 against the spread, Not very good, Beltway Ben. Gophers. They are 1-4 against the spread, are the Gophers, with 2 to 3 days off. That is what they are facing here. We're looking at an Iowa team that's top 25 in Ken Palm offense, top 20 in Ken Palm defense. They play at a slow pace. Both these teams play at a slow pace. If Iowa's shooting the ball the way I think they can, and Minnesota's got to play from behind, I don't think that's good for the Gophers, I don't think that's a good script for them, Beltway Ben. Iowa, 6th in EFG. 38% three ball. And they shoot it better on the road so far this year than a lot of years. A lot of years, their home road splits are really extreme shooting the three. They're also 3rd in the country in 2-point percent shooting. And the Gophers don't make their foul shots. Gophers 273rd in the nation, Beltway Ben, shooting the foul shots. That could help us get this 6 over. So we like Iowa, laying 6, -110. We also like Miami of Ohio. The Red Hawks have been a covering machine. They are hosting Western Michigan. I got this at 12.5 yesterday. You can find it at 13.5 today. I think they win this game by 15 points or more. Miami hasn't lost this year. They're 12-0. They're 9-3 against the spread. 8-2 against the number as a favorite. 12th in the country, Ken Palm offensive efficiency. Top 7 in the country shooting the 3 ball. Top 40 in the country scoring from 2-point shots. Western Michigan, they probably talk like that there. That's close enough to count them. Western Michigan, Beltway Ben, 311th in Ken Palm defensive ranking there, Beltway Ben. That's not very good, Beltway Ben. 222nd defending the 3 ball, and 240 defending the 2 ball. They don't create no turnovers, Ben. Now I'm going French Canadian, I think. They don't turn the ball over. They create no turnovers, Ben. They create none of them, and they turn the ball over 19% of the time. I feel like I should be talking about the sticks and the pucks. We're no good in the NHL except for the playoffs, So 19% turnover rating, not very good, Beltway Ben, They're only Western Michigan, only 4-5 against the spread. These teams played last year in Miami, Ohio, man. 91-71 for the Red Hawks there. I think maybe they do it again there, Ben. But I think they got too many ways to score the basketball against Western Michigan. And Western Michigan, they turn the ball over and they don't create no turnovers.
Yeah. I'll just stick to my regular accent here. I'm going to play the Florida Gators.
Come on, try. Can you try? Can you try for me?
I'm not trying. No.
Huh?
I'm sticking there.
Huh?
No,
I covered hockey for a long time.
Yeah, I can tell.
Oh, Canada.
I can tell.
Come on, Ben.
No,
I know in Florida, that's where all the snowbirds go, they go from Quebec and they drive. I see them. They driving all the way down the I-95. It's a caravan, They got the RVs and everything, and then they go right down to Florida, at least for now, I don't know how much longer that's going. Maybe not so much this year, Ben, You see, you read the newspapers there, Beltway Ben? You see what's going on, Beltway Ben?
We're going to play the Florida Gators -8.5 at -110. They have a matchup with Georgia today, and you have a ranked team on the road as a big underdog. Again, some people who don't watch college basketball much, it's the blind bet spot, and I've attacked this a lot of different ways. We did it yesterday and got burnt a little bit in the Ohio State-Nebraska game. That game was down to the finish, and I will not be fading. It was a good game. I don't know to say I won't be fading Nebraska at all because I still think they're a very good basketball team, but I don't know that they're
they call him the mayor, Don't they? That coach there, they call him the mayor.
They do call Hoiberg the mayor.
He's the mayor.
Very, very good squad that they have, and they brought a lot of guys back, which is important in today's day and age where you don't find that. But here, we're taking a Florida team who brings back a front court that is ferocious, that is great, that has played fine basketball this year, but the 3 big lineup has been up and down. I think it's going to give Georgia issues. Georgia's 13-1. They haven't really played anybody, and their first SEC game comes against Auburn. They go to overtime and almost lose. It was a weird game. It was down to the wire. Great basketball game if you didn't watch, but they almost lost. Now, Florida, on the other hand, travels to Missouri, who is in a similar spot to Georgia, in my opinion, where Missouri has been good by record, but if you look at their big-time matchups, they've kind of fallen on their face. Florida showed me something in back-to-back losses in early December where they lost by 1 at Duke and had them beat if they don't give up a wide open 3, and lost by 4 against UConn, who everybody was taking UConn minus 9.5. For me, in this spot, I think Florida's going to come out, punch Georgia in the mouth, and not look back. Georgia's 13-1. The one loss was a while ago. They're due for a pretty big loss here, and I think that Florida's going to be able to dominate them. Not the start to the season Florida was looking for after winning a national championship, and a lot of that is not getting Walter Clayton back, Boogie Fland being and Xavier Lee not playing at all the way they expected to and the way that they're paying him to. So I think Florida's going to come out at home tonight in Gainesville and knock Georgia off in a pretty big way. 8.5 is too low of a number for me. I don't care how high Georgia's ranked. I don't care how good they've been with their week schedule so far. I think Florida's going to knock them off in a big way.
I think you're right, Belly. I think you're right. Third down for me. Let's jump that Monday Night Football game now. You can still find the Houston Texans laying 3 at minus 120 at DraftKings. It's 3.5 everywhere else. I just think the more people, smart people, look at this game, the more they're going to say that this is the end for Aaron Rodgers. Like, I don't know that Aaron Rodgers makes it through this ball game, Beltway Ben. And I don't know that Houston's given up many points here. I don't think Houston's got to score many points to cover this 3. Like, I think if Houston scores 17 points, this is probably, at worst, a push for me. And I think they're scoring more than 17 points. I think their defense might score a touchdown here. It's maybe the best defense in football against a Pittsburgh team that, they're getting Metcalf back. But, it's so predictable. You know where the ball's going. D'Amico Ryan's one of the best defensive-minded head coaches in the NFL. The weather's not going to be a problem here. They'll be able to get multiple backs involved in their offense to sustain things. They've got Fairbairn's a better kicker than Boswell. Now, you could tell me Pittsburgh's crazy, this or that. Well, I'm watching Boswell miss extra points. So I like their special. Look, I like Danny Smith a ton. Love Danny Smith. Known him for a long time. But overall, I think Houston's specialists are better. I think Houston's got the better offense. Houston's got the better defense. Houston has the better roster. And I don't think they're going to be intimidated. This is a young team, but they've been on the road. They came to Baltimore in bad weather a few years ago. Had a good Ravens team that's way better than the Steelers. Beat at halftime. And then, second half, Lamar went off. But Aaron Rodgers ain't going off. Also, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'd be a little worried that Aaron Rodgers is feeling himself. Like, Aaron Rodgers is loving him some Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's facing a real defense this week. I think Aaron Rodgers is throwing a pick this week. I think Aaron Rodgers might throw a pick 6 this week. And I know he doesn't throw a ton of them. But I'll be on this game a bunch of different ways. And I might be on a Houston defensive touchdown. I will be on Steelers team total under. But for now, I'm gonna be on some Fairbairn also. I mean, the guy kicks 2 field goals every freaking game. Like, just go look. Just look at the stats. It's ridiculous. But for now, let's just lay the 3 with the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I will tail that with you. We will put.
I don't have my props with me, but
I think we're going to be fading Houston, at least myself, a bunch this weekend as we get closer. Pittsburgh. Fade Pittsburgh. I did it this week and still feel like I should have cashed that one, but it happens.
Yeah, 44-yard field goal, man.
It happens. I thought we were cashing.
It should have been probably a 38-yard field goal, or maybe it should have been Derrick Henry house call. Yeah. We'll never know because with 3 timeouts and 53 seconds from midfield, they had him in a 2-minute drill and then never handed him the ball or threw him the ball.
Why do that?
He's never in the 2-minute drill.
You have a rookie kicker. You got the field goal set up. It's perfect. There. Yeah. Oh, well. Third down, we are playing 2 different things. I wanted to give this out earlier, but I just put in third down because I have another NBA prop that we're going to give out here. LeBron James over 6.5 assists. If you look at through the past few weeks since he's returned, it's been a lot of games where he's finishing at 6 or 5. But last game he had 10. Game before that he had 6. Tonight's matchup should be fast-paced, a lot of scoring. And if Luka is scoring the basketball the way that he has been, and if some other guys can knock down some threes from the outside, LeBron should clear this number. LeBron will know where he's at in the first quarter. We'll feel either really good about this prop or really bad about it because you know when he's going to start distributing. You know when he's looking to get other guys open. And everybody on that New Orleans team grew up watching LeBron James and knows what he is. You have to think there will be a bit of a point of emphasis to not let him get his. He's coming off a game where he scored 26, scored 31 before that, 24, 23, 36. Yeah. He is scoring the basketball pretty well right now. And he also is coming off a game where he had 26 and 10. He's playing the minutes to get this number. LeBron, when he knows his assists are going up, he always wants to add that double-double at this point in his career if he can. He's done it 3 times in the past 10 or 11 games that he's played. I think we could see him get up there tonight, but here I'll just take over 6.5 because I think when you have a New Orleans team allowing north of 120 points per game over their last 5, and that's been a consistent trend all year long. The Lakers want to play fast. The Pelicans are perfectly fine with that. We should see LeBron get over the 6.5 assist number. Now, the other NBA prop that I really like for tonight, Darius Garland over 23.5 points at -120. If you're looking at his stats and saying, Ben, why are we taking this? He hasn't been over this much at all this year. One, he's dealt with a lot of injuries. 2, Donovan Mitchell has been on the court. He's got rest tonight. He will be out. And if you looked at the games last year where Garland played without Mitchell, he was averaging 26.5 points per game in just those 6 games last year. This year, he cleared 30 in a game without him. When you don't have Donovan Mitchell to take 23 to 25 shots per game, that's going to have to be filled in other ways. And nobody has the scoring volume on that team right now than Darius Garland. I mean, Mobley could give them 25 on a good night, but he's not chucking the way that Garland is. Garland can score from the 3. Garland could do exactly what he wants, and they're facing an awful defense here in this spot, a defense that Garland has went at before in the Pacers, and that was when Halliburton was playing. Now that you have Halliburton out, this team traded for their first-round pick again. They know where they are. They're not playing good defense, and I think Garland's going to get after it. So give me Darius Garland over 23.5 points at -120.
Excellent. Fourth and weird. I mean, this is, I don't know. I think it qualifies. When you make a type of bet and it goes so awry for you in a game that's it wasn't a huge game, in a meaningless NFL regular season game, if you make a certain bet and you get burned so weird by it that you literally go from being on these type of bets a bunch the first couple of weeks of a season to never making another one the rest of the year, you know some ish happened. But I was looking for ways to bet the Rams that don't involve laying 10 or 10.5 because McVay does have a way of taking his foot off the gas. And we're going to be on their team total in a different bet later in this show. But I wanted to get on the Rams to win, and the Rams to win handily. And so I'm spending a couple hours last night on that game. And then I fired away on at Bet 365 because they had it priced way better than anybody else. Rams to win both halves at Carolina, plus 150. Some places had this at plus 105, plus 110. I thought this was real value. The game I got burned on this Beltway bet. I'm walking the dogs, looking at my phone. It's Denver hosting Cam Ward in one of his first road games at Mile High. And do you remember this one?
I remember this.
Numbnuts Callahan. I think it's the game that got Callahan fired. Numbnuts Callahan doesn't know how to handle the final minute of a half, and you'd think he would just bleed it out, right? And they're down I don't know, they were down 3 or something, or maybe they were tied at the half. And Numbnuts doesn't know how to run the clock out. So he has to kick back to Denver. And Denver quickly gets into position. Guy makes a long field goal because I'm on Denver to win both halves. Guy makes a field goal, Denver's up. There's 10 seconds left. I'm literally texting you. All he's got to do is kick this ball to the back of the end zone in freaking Mile High in the altitude in the jet stream. I'm dude, I feel real. And I put a lot. It's early in the season. I put a lot of money on this bet. This was a big one for me. And the freaking kick is returnable, and the guy returns it and sets up a field goal, and they go into the half time. I have not. Now I'm on it in soccer, you guys. I had not made an NFL team to win both halves bet since then. That one stung me bad. I went from thinking it has no chance to Numbnuts giving me a chance to the kicker capitalizing on it, and then the kicker being such a mook that he kicks it off after the field goal and lets them. Why do I think the Rams can do this? Well, Carolina has trailed at the half Beltway Ben. And I know everybody thinks Carolina's really good at home and Bryce is good at home. They're just not as shitty at home, but I can't say they're good. Carolina's trailed at the half 4 times in their 8 games at home. If you look at them at home versus non-division opponents, they've never led it at the half against a non-division opponent this year. Not the hugest sample size, but still. The Rams have trailed at the half, Beltway Ben, only 2 times in 9 games on the road. The Rams are plus 47 scoring differential in the first half on the road, right? The Rams in the second half on the road. They've won the second half, 6 of their 9 road games. They're a plus 40 scoring differential on the road in the second half. Carolina is only a plus 5 scoring differential at home in the second half, all season long. The first game, the Rams are in position. They win the first half. Stafford throws the pick 6. Bryce Young turns a 4th and 3 into a touchdown bomb. Turns like a 4th and 7 into a touchdown bomb. Stafford has the fumble at the end when they still could have come back. Like, the Rams very easily could have won both halves in that game. And, again, they found a way to lose. But I don't know that they come out of the tank and destroy Carolina. Like, maybe it's like 17-7, maybe even 17-10 in the first half. I don't know. But I'm thinking they don't blow them out enough, Beltway Ben, that they let the foot off the gas so much that Carolina actually wins the second half. I think it's close enough that the Rams, dude, how many terrible losses have the Rams had? Now, I know I say that all the time, and then they go and shit the bed again. So maybe I'm the moron. I often am. But, like, I don't know. For plus 150, right? I mean, they're 11-point favorites. By the time this game kicks off, they might be 13-point favorites. And I can get $150 to 1 on them to do something they've done on the road all year and something Carolina hasn't been great at home in a rematch spot where you already got burned against these mooks.
Yeah, I'm going to play Andrew Nemhard over 14.5 field goals attempted. It's 4th and weird here for me. Minus 135. The field goals attempted thing will forever be 4th and weird, no matter what the situation is, because it gives me a chance to get these in, and I've had a lot of fun.
It's kind of baked into the cake now.
It is.
It's kind of baked into the cake.
It's just
it's not really that weird anymore, but it'll be weird forever, like you said.
Also, I was going to call it WNBA. The Unrivaled League has started. It started yesterday or 2 days ago. I think yesterday. So hopefully we have some. Right now there aren't like regular odds out. Hopefully we get some normal odds out.
Like it's offshore.
No. Like DraftKings has up Unrivaled, but it's like futures. I guess maybe they don't put the lines out until closer to game time, but we'll figure it out. Andrew Nemhard over 14.5 field goals attempted at minus 135. He's over this in 3 of his last 5 games. Talked about Halliburton being out last prop. Like, no Halliburton means other guys got to fill it up, and Pascal Siakam is the focal point. The Cavs have been fine defensively against bigs. It's guys who stretch them outside. It's guards who are able to beat them. Mobley is probably going to play. Jarrett Allen is questionable. We'll see. If those guys play, especially Mobley, Pascal Siakam should not be able to get off the way he can against some other teams. And that'll set it up for guards like Andrew Nemhard, like McConnell, like Neesmith to really have to take this game over. And Nemhard in these spots has been confident looking to shoot the basketball. You have a Cavs team that's allowing more field goals attempted than almost anybody else in the NBA over their last 5 games. I don't see that changing here with no Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell being out should mean this game is close enough. I know the Pacers are tanking. They want that first pick. They traded for it back after Halliburton went down. But still, to me, I would expect Nemhard to be getting enough shots up here, quarters 1 through 3, and he should play the 4th. I don't know that it'll be that big of a blowout like we saw yesterday for my SR Thompson bet. So give me Andrew Nemhard over 14.5 field goals attempted, minus 135.
Overtime. Football parlay every day. Let's go. Jumped on this last night at FanDuel, plus 159. Way better odds with them than anywhere else. Matt Stafford, 2 or more passing touchdowns. Matt Stafford, 250 passing yards. And the Rams to score at least 28 points. Again, plus 159. FanDuel. The last 10 games that they've played, Beltway Ben, this bet has hit 7 of the 10. All 3 legs in the same game. This bet has hit 7 of their last 10 games. There was a miss against Atlanta where we know how crazy that game was, right? He throws the pick 6. There's all the turnovers. They still, everything hit except for the points. They had 24 points. If they get the ball in overtime, I think they, whatever. And then it did not hit against Carolina because he only threw for 243 yards. He threw the 2 touchdowns. But remember, at that point, Stafford had thrown 28 straight touchdowns without an interception. Then he throws an interception. Then he throws a pick 6. He threw 2 in there. Then they had a fumble that also cost them a chance to get 7 more yards in that game. I think he could do it. Again, I think they've seen this defense already. They're out for blood. Stafford is an outdoor quarterback. The idea that he's a dome quarterback is bullshit. He played in Green Bay his whole career. He played in Chicago his whole career. I've seen him play in weather. In one
almost beat Philly last year. Almost beat Philly last year.
Yeah, he's not the reason they lost that game. Now look, that was extreme conditions. It was ice. It was snow. The ball was slick. They did have some ball security issues. That ain't going to be a problem in Carolina. So, I don't know, man. I watched what Stafford did in the second half last week against Arizona with nothing at stake. these dudes are McVay's in his cold-blooded. He's in the assassin mode right now. I also like Stafford 3 passing touchdowns plus 168. Also, FanDuel had this priced the best. I don't like giving shout-outs to the big boys, but it is what it is. This has hit 9 times in his last 14 games. I know Carolina has only allowed 3 or more passing touchdowns in a game a couple of times this year, but it's Stafford in the playoffs, and there's no tomorrow. I think he's going to have a lot of matchups that he likes. Stay away from J.C. Horn. We don't have to go at J.C. Horn a whole bunch. But I like this. I also jumped on Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown. You could find this at minus 105. We know how anytime touchdowns go. This guy is a touchdown machine. I don't like this game from a betting perspective as much as the other ones, but I'm not sure I'm going to have nearly as much on this game as the other games. But I did want to jump this. Remember, he played like half a game when he was hurt, and then he played like half a game when he was hurt again. And then he didn't play last week. So he should be healthier than he's been in forever. And they're going back to Jordan Love, which means you don't have to worry about the quarterback vulturing touchdowns. It's not going to be RPOs. And they've been able to run the ball on Chicago, and everybody can run the ball on Chicago. And I think they keep the main thing here. And in case you forgot, because Jacobs has basically been MIA for a couple of weeks, he's played 13 full games this year, Beltway Ben. He's got a rushing touchdown in 10 of them. He also has a receiving touchdown in another one. He had the one full game he played against Chicago when he wasn't crippled. He had a touchdown. I don't know. You don't get Josh Jacobs anytime touchdowns at this number all that often, especially in games that matter this much. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah, I got a number of plays for this weekend as well. Let's start with Saquon Barkley, 80-plus rushing yards and 20-plus carries at plus 145. Let's look at what San Francisco has done against the run of late. Since
That's
week
at 365, right? Because
yes.
A lot of places won't let you parlay attempts.
Yes. San Francisco against the run, 53.1% success rate since week 10. That is by far the worst in the NFL. We've attacked the Commanders down the stretch. In the playoffs, it's rare that you're going to be able to attack teams that are so bad against the pass or so bad against the run. But wild card weekend is always one of those because there's teams who sneak in. There's teams who still have issues, but their offenses are good enough. I would expect a lot of Saquon Barkley here, and if he gets 20 carries, he's getting 80 yards. Now, he could get 80 yards with 14 carries, 15 carries, but if the carries cash, then the yards are going to cash. Every game with 20-plus carries this year, except for one, he's cleared it. It's going to have to be a healthy dose of him. Down the stretch, how was it for him? 19 for 68, 21 for 132, 22 for 78, 20 for 122. They were starting to dive into him more, and now it's a little cold. We know how Nick Sirianni is. You're telling me they're not going to dive into the run game that they were somewhat away from earlier in the year. Now, some of that was the offensive issues, the offensive line being banged up. It's just in this spot, they're going to have to go to Barkley, which is why we also like Saquon Barkley over 100.5 rushing and receiving yards.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? Can you hold up your meaty for me? On the first one, 20 and 80?
Yes.
And I will get on that on the 365 app. Thank you. Can you reach it over? Like, see, I know you can't actually put it over my face, but I'm an idiot. I think it'd be funny if you tried to. Like move him all the way over. Like, so he disappears. Oh, meaty, where'd you go? Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
There we go. Thank you. So duly noted. I will jump on that as soon as we get done this show. I love the 20 attempts, 80 rushes.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Shout out to you for putting me on the way that you can parlay on Bet365 that you can't do
I've only ever seen
anywhere else.
that.
Anywhere else you can't do it. And it's somehow we're getting plus money on something that I say, again, he could get 80 without the 20, and in 1 or 2 games this year he has done the other. But
Dumb me should have done it on 100 yards with Henry instead of the anytime touchdown. I did the 20 carries with the anytime touchdown.
Right.
Should have done it with the yards.
Yeah. I tailed that one. I lost that one. But also we'll play over 100.5 rushing and receiving. As bad as San Francisco is against the run, they struggle against the pass as well with running backs. Running backs have gotten off in the passing game. They don't want Jalen Hurts stretching the ball down the field. San Francisco's defense, as bad as they are, keep it simple. You know how to win this game. It's going to be cold. It's going to be an ugly spot for San Francisco here. Hand the football off. Dump it off to Saquon. Let your best player make plays as you have down the stretch when you won 3 straight games to finish the year. So again, give me Saquon Barkley over 100.5 rushing and receiving. Give me Saquon 80+ rushing and 20+ carries at plus 145. And then we'll finish 3 games here. We spelled Kyron. We spelled it wrong, but whatever.
Adamas.
Yes,
dude,
back.
hey,
The Adamas.
it's fun.
Yeah. We'll play
Williams. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's Kyron Williams.
Yes. Yeah, not Karen. No, Kyron Williams, 50+ rush yards. Romeo Doubs, 20+ receiving. And Jacoby Myers, 40+ receiving, plus 171. All of these guys were taking them about 10 to 15 yards down from their regular number. Kyron Williams, I've talked about that Panthers run defense. It was awful to start the year. They patched it up for a few weeks, and the Band-Aid was ripped off, and it's back to where it was. We attacked the running back in Bucky Irving last week. Am I a little worried about Blake Corum? Absolutely. Could I, closer to game time, maybe lean more Blake Corum? I'm not sure. I haven't dove into it as much. Kyron Williams is still RB1, and if he gets the amount of carries I'd expect him to get here, even with one long carry, he's done it. I think he could get 50 on 2 or 3 carries here. I think he'll have a fine day running the football. Romeo Doubs, he's burned me a few times, but even with Christian Watson back and everything they have going, Doubs is still one of Love's favorite targets. He's still a reliable guy. 20+ yards should be 2 catches for him in a win or go home, important divisional matchup. He's been over this twice against them. I would expect him to do it again. And then Jacoby Myers, I'll tell you guys right now, as we get closer to that game, I will be on Jacoby Myers a bunch of different ways. I think Trevor Lawrence trusts his guy a lot. Parker Washington got healthier last game. He went down with an injury. He came back, so he's still fine. But I do expect Jacoby Myers to get a lot of looks. So Kyron Williams, 50+ rushing yards. Romeo Doubs, 20+ receiving. And Jacoby Myers, 40+ receiving. Plus 171.
So you think you're going to be on Jacoby Myers a bunch of different ways?
Yes.
Did I interpret that correctly? So he's going to feature prominently on the show this week?
Yeah, at some point, yes.
Because there's a NoFX song called Lori Myers. I wonder if anybody else, when they see Jacoby Myers, thinks of Lori Myers from Punk and Drublick. Now, I don't even know if they made a video for it. I don't think it was a single. And if they did, I don't think it would have got played. But I'm wondering if there's a mashup that could be done, a NoFX Jacoby Myers, Lori Myers mashup for the web, for the DGens like me on the web, that I have to find some imaging. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to do some digging and some background here. I just remember, I listened to the CD. I remember the day it came out. And I still obviously have it. But yeah, Lori Myers, good. Just check it out.
I don't think I will, but I trust you.
I think it's a no. I'm thinking going through the lyrics in my head. I think we could play it on the show today. But I know there's no FX in that folder, and we got to start 6-pack girls. I think 6-pack girls needs to be in the mix a little bit.
6-pack girls, okay.
6-pack girls. By no
real quick, we do have a few comments on YouTube.
Comments? Any letters?
Yeah, we do have a few comments on YouTube. Funny ones. One said they co-signed on Ben's dad on the show, Sean Kean, who's always tuned in. We're
all here for that.
He also commented Queen over PRA tonight. No, I'm not on tonight, but I can promise you tomorrow against Atlanta, go to Derek Queen's Twitter. There was a tweet from a while back because that's the trade, and Atlanta was talking about the fleece. They got we will be on Derek Queen PRAs tomorrow. I can promise you that.
And then do you know, Beltway Ben, where they go after that Atlanta game? Because I know where they go.
Is it Washington?
Where do Pelicans go after Atlanta?
Is it Washington?
DQ, as close as he's going to come to Baltimore. At Washington, I'll be there. Mateo will be there. Rocco will be there. They'll be rocking their Queen Pels jerseys.
I love that.
So I'll be in the arena for that one, and I will definitely.
You got to bet from the arena. Bet from the arena.
I will be on some of that for sure because I think he's going to have some fun.
And we also got
DMV against the Wizards.
He absolutely will. And you know how some of those go. When guys do one game, the next game it's right back to it. But good morning, Loudchester commented.
If you see me at that game, and you tap me on the shoulder and say lobster roll, I don't know. I'll give you a $10 parlay. I don't have any sweatshirts left. I got nothing.
Speaking of lobster, good morning, Loudchester. I think I pronounced it right. Next time you're in Boston, swing by my lobster company.
Is it G-L-O-U-G?
No, L-O-U-C-E-S-T-E-R. Loudchester, right?
L-O-U. What is it again?
L-O-U-C-E-S-T-E-R. Loudchester. It's got to be what that is.
C-E-S-T-E-R. Loudchester?
Yeah, like that.
Right. Say chowder, Frenchie.
But they said, next time you're in Boston, swing by my lobster company. I'll tune you guys up for all the entertainment you've provided. How about a trip to
I don't
Fenway
get up
this year
there
with
very
one
often
event?
anymore. But
How about a trip to Fenway
I've
for
taken
one
the train
event?
up there. We were up there. I was
Yeah.
at Fenway with the kids this summer.
Let's go
If somebody
back.
hires me to cover the NFL for them, we might be back there again at Fenway this summer. We got to make note of that. Put a star, like how you can
Yeah.
star an email, like star that email.
Right.
You can email us at wantabetwithus
got another
at
email, too.
gmail.com. Oh, okay.
I think I would read it real. I know we're going a little long. I'll read it real quick just because I want to kind of
going long.
respond to it. I think that it's something that a lot of people wonder. Ryan Mills, one of our loyals, he was curious about our philosophy on cashing out bets, either futures that have grown to a profitable cash out or trying to scrape out some cash on bets that look like they are in trouble before it's officially a loser. I will be honest. It is rare that I'm cashing out. Futures, it's different. I don't have the same opinion on futures that I do regular bets. But the regular bets, I don't cash out much because I feel like all of these books just take advantage of you, and it's awful lines when they're trying to let you cash out. And then sometimes I've cashed out to try to save. Instead of losing $100, I lose 50. Instead of losing 50, I lose 20, and that bet ends up cashing. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of cashing out because I don't feel like the books. I will say Bet365's cash outs seem to be way better than anything FanDuel or DraftKings usually has.
In soccer, they definitely are. They definitely are. I don't have a hard and fast rule. I'm a superstitious person, and I do kind of believe in hot and cold streaks. So I will factor in how it's been going for me lately. Or like, hey, that email came back from Syracuse University Financial Aid Office, and they are going to reconsider that appeal, or they're not. Like I live in the real world, so like yes, especially if it's a parlay, and it usually is, and you're waiting on things to hit, and 2 of them have hit or 3 of them have hit. I will sometimes do it, but it depends on the situation, and not just situations to that game, but real life situations. So that's how I roll. By the way, Ben, real quick, let everybody know how it went last night. Solid night. Again, I wish I would have given out Pistons points instead of the over, but maybe it inspired somebody to lay the points with the Pistons. And there you have it. You want to bet. We want to bet. You probably like lobster rolls. I love lobster rolls. Ben now likes lobster rolls. I mean, I'm thinking of a time where we have a real big night Beltway, Ben, and we get me, you, and the dogs together. And the dogs get to share. I mean, they're not going to each get their own lobster roll. We're not crazy.
Yeah, but they split.
But the dogs share a little bit of lobster roll. We have a lobster roll. Dream big.
Absolutely,
Dream
always.
Big. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We will see you at 11 tomorrow. 11. Yeah.